November 20th, meeting of the Development Review Board for the City of Montpelier. We'll open the meeting and we'll have Meredith review the remote procedures.
Okay, so everybody who's on tonight knows the little spiel, but I've still got to do it for anybody watching via ORCA Media. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so for anyone watching tonight's Development Review Board meeting via ORCA Media, you can participate in tonight's discussion via the Zoom platform through either video or telephone access options. So if you want the full video experience, please type this link into your web browser and it should open up the Zoom platform and I'll get a message that you're asking to come into the meeting and let you in. Alternatively, you can just use your phone and dial in at this number, plug in this meeting ID, and again, I'll get a little notice and let you into the meeting. If you're trying to get into the meeting and having problems, please email me at mcrandall@montpelier-vt.org. I will be monitoring my email throughout the meeting. For those attending via Zoom, turning your video on is optional. For everyone attending, please keep your microphone on mute when you're not speaking to reduce background noise. If we start to get a lot of people in on the meeting, then I will actually probably mute everybody and you'll need to raise your hand to speak. And then I will unmute you. It gets a little tedious, but it helps keeps things in order. A reminder that the Zoom chat function should only be used for troubleshooting or logistics questions. And for anybody on ORCA Media that does call in on the phone, if you're using the phone, the *9 puts a little raise hand sign up on the screen so that I would know you'd want to talk. In the event the public is unable to access this meeting, and I would be notified of that via my email, the meeting will need to be continued to a time and place certain. I'll now hand the meeting back over to the chair.
Great, thank you. Maybe let's just go around and identify who is here for the board. Joe, you want to start?
Me?
Just say your name, and so people know who's here for the board tonight.
Joe Kiernan, DRB member.
Rob?
Kevin O'Connell, DRB member.
Rob Goodwin, DRB member.
Alex?
Alex Halas, DRB member.
Catherine?
Catherine Burgess, DRB member.
Great. I believe the other people are with the applications. So has everyone reviewed the agenda?
Yes.
I'll make a motion
to approve the agenda.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimously passed. The agenda has been approved. We have two things in front of us this evening. 22 Liberty Street, which was a continued hearing from last time. That application has been withdrawn. So we need to officially close the hearing that has been continued from last week. I would entertain a motion to do so.
We're closing the hearing permanently, Meredith?
Yeah,
Currently,
the
yeah.
applicant
Okay.
withdrew their application
Okay.
after
Yep.
discussions.
Just
Yeah.
wanted to be clear about that. I'll
Yeah.
make a motion to withdraw the application of 22 Liberty Street.
I'll second the motion.
Discussion on that. Could we modify that to close the hearing instead of withdraw? Because we're not withdrawing.
Oh, okay. So I accept that
Modification.
change. Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, so we have a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor of closing the continued hearing, say aye.
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 Those not in favor? That passed unanimously to close the 22 Liberty Street application. Our next application is the 36th College Street, Vermont College of Fine Arts, a conditional review of use to change to an office space. And let's, I guess, hear pretty briefly from Meredith about just a slight summary of what the application is, and then we'll move to the applicant, and then we'll move to board questions.
Yep. So this is pretty much exactly what it says it is. It's changing a section of the current VCFA administrative building from what we classify right now as sort of a higher education use to an office use. And it's not something that really is going to change the impacts, but technically office right now in mixed use residential is a conditional use. So it has to come to the board because it's no longer going to be an academic use. That's why it's before you. Everything's laid out in the staff report. I don't really see any red flags with it, but it's not something I can approve right now under the current zoning as a little flag, and that's something I put in the staff report. I don't think I put it in the staff report. If you take a look at the proposed zoning changes that are available on the website, and they have a public hearing on December 11th, the office use is proposed to actually be completely struck from the regulations completely because it just doesn't make sense anymore. It's really a subset of a whole bunch of other uses. So it's going to be subsumed into personal and professional services.
Thank you. I think the staff report was really clear and very helpful on that in terms of what conditional use things we need to review. Katie, do you want to swear? Let's swear you in. Raise your right hand. And you promise to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and all the truth under the pains and penalties of perjury?
I do.
Great. You want to give a brief description of what's going on?
Sure. So I do think I had a summary in the report, but basically we've got a fair number of employees at this point that are working remotely or hybrid. And so we have excess office space. And post-flood, we've been approached by various organizations looking for temporary to semi-temporary to permanent possible space use. So Senator Welch's office reached out and they are interested in
Is it Welch or Leahy? I'm sorry.
Welch.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. If I said that differently in the report, it is Welch. They have, I believe it's 3 full-time staffers, and then the senator is on site occasionally. They have constituents that come for appointments. They estimated about maybe 5 visits a week. So it's very low impact. We have the space, we have sort of a suite of offices that are together that have a door that keeps them sort of completely contained. We are going through the process of seeing if we can make this happen for them.
Thank you. That sounds very concise. I think, the consideration here is that they meet the conditional use criteria. If people have specific questions about that, or they feel that there's a way in which they don't meet that conditional use, I don't know if we need to. We certainly can go through the conditional use criteria.
But it's a waste of half an hour.
It
I
kind of
agree.
is.
I agree with you, Sharon.
I
I mean,
agree.
it's before the council, and the council's going to make a change to the zoning anyways. I mean, we could go through it. Maybe we could do it in an expedited way, but the horse is already out of the barn on this use.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that this use that this definition is going to be gone anyway. The regulations are clear what conditional use would have to be met. It's pretty clear that they have, and I like I said, willing to entertain questions, but and if somebody feels strongly that we should discuss it, we certainly can. Anyone?
I would make a motion to grant the request for conditional use and minor site plan approval for a 728 square foot office use within College Hall at 36 College Street as presented in the application Z 2023-0132 and supporting and supplemental materials.
I'll second that motion.
Let's do a roll call vote. Rob, how do you vote?
Yes.
Kevin?
Yes.
Alex?
Yes.
Catherine?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Okay. Any further discussion on that? Any comments from anyone? Oh, I vote yes also. Sorry. Okay. Then that has been moved, seconded, and approved.
Thank you all
Thanks,
very much.
Thanks, Katie, for showing up and doing everything just by the book. Love it. Thanks. All
Good
right.
luck, Katie.
I will get that decision as quickly as I can. I'm only in the office tomorrow, the rest of this week, so it probably won't be this week.
Not a problem. Thank you all.
Okay.
Take care.
Yeah,
You
bye-bye.
as well.
Thanks, Katie.
So last on our agenda here, or at least next on our agenda, is approval of the November 6th meeting minutes. And did anyone have any changes on those? Okay. Wrong
Motion
silence.
to approve the November 6th meeting minutes.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
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 Those not in favor? And the motion carries unanimously. Moving right along. Any other business that people want to talk about?
Do we get to hear what happened with 22 Liberty?
I
I know what happened
Yeah,
procedurally. I'm wondering what happened to the carport.
So the applicant was working to adjust the design. And then once they tried to make it smaller so that the anchor points were going to be on the driveway, how that had to be anchored to then get through the driveway surface based on building code started complicating things. And so he wasn't going to be able to deal with it this spring. And so we're going to revisit, or this fall. So we're going to revisit it in the spring with an altered design because he came up with something that was going to be approvable zoning wise. It's just then we hit a snag with how it had to be secured into the ground. So hopefully he'll be able to come back in the spring and get something for next year.
Okay. Not to rush things, but I would accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Nope.
I'll second.
Lots of, yeah.
All right.
There's gotta be a
Kevin
record.
moved. Joe seconded. I think it is a record, and I'm proud of us. Okay.
The week of Thanksgiving was the right week for the record. So
yes.
All those in favor of adjourning the meeting, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those not in favor? Good. Motion approves unanimously, and we are done for the evening. Our next meeting is December